everything now. So. All right, let's do it. What's up, guys? We gotta get this guy out of the way.
Should we get him off the chair?
Yeah.
Hey, come on. Cool.
All right. What's up, YouTube? We should pull it in a little bit.
It's not too bad. I mean, it could turn
Oh, wait, the audio is better. There. And then scoot in over here.
Scoot in there.
What's up, YouTube? I'm Shelby.
I'm Jake. I'm John. I'm the squirrel.
Curtis.
That's Curtis.
And we're going to do YouTube Live tonight. So, Andrew Taylor. Yep, what's up, dude? We got so much up, dog. You don't even know about it.
We're back to one room.
We're going to talk about some random stuff. And hopefully, you guys will ask us stupid questions, except for you, Andrew. You need to get a haircut.
Yeah. You look like a major dry bag right now.
So, some of the things we're going to talk about today, TPI, and what that is.
It's a disease.
It's a disease for your KTM.
Definitely a disease.
It's a spot. You've got a TPI, right?
Yeah. Yep.
What year? Is it brand new 19?
Brand new 2019 250 TPI.
Nice. And then Supercross season kicks off, Saturday?
Yeah, Saturday night.
So that'll be round one of Supercross. So we'll talk about that. I think we'll probably all be at your house, right?
Yeah.
Your other house.
My parents.
What else were we going to talk
I
about?
was gonna say that's where we
Business stuff?
Business.
See what everybody's up to.
2019.
Oh, yeah. It's a new year.
That's weird.
And new bikes. Everybody's got some ideas potentially. Some people have their bikes dialed in, unfortunately.
I just blew mine up.
Did you actually?
Yes.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did. Or a new bike.
Okay,
I lied. I have a new bike, but I need a
Did you really?
new bike.
Actually?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Well, there you have it. You owe me a phone. Andrew Taylor, come back to Idaho. Idaho is calling. You should have lived here with us because America and,
Dry bagging.
That's good. So let's talk about TPI. You got a new TPI.
I did.
For those of you that don't know what TPI is, what does it stand for?
Transfer port injection. So
Technology problems.
Incorporated.
Carbureted.
Yeah, so it's a fuel injected 2-stroke and it's oil injected. They just manage everything. And
so no more like ratio right cups.
yeah.
I guess they had that on some of the old bikes, right? Like this Beta, because you have a Beta too. Right?
Yeah, so my Beta doesn't have it because it's the race edition and they wanted to save weight. But the other Betas, they do have the oil injection. Kind of like, snowmobiles have had oil injection for, 10 years now.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Finally catching up to it.
Yeah. So the new TPI though, it's been a pretty fun bike.
Has it ran pretty good right off the bat? Or I know you said that you've been having a couple of hiccups.
So it was perfect off the bat. And just now in this colder weather, it's been choking up a little bit, having some issues. But part of it, we think that might have to do with the Recluse Radius
really?
auto clutch.
Is that a new clutch that they're producing for it?
Yeah. I feel like it just makes it a little bit heavier. It doesn't let it rev out completely. So I'm going to put the stock clutch back in. I'm going to change the spark plug and we'll see. I took it in the other day though, and they said it has an update.
Oh, really?
Which is weird, right?
On the
computer. So
ignition box, I guess.
Yeah. So they had to plug in the TPI and do an update.
Like a firing sequence or something?
Yeah, I guess.
It sounded like a friggin' fuel air ratio.
Yeah, like it was carbureted in the video. Yeah. So they did the update. I went out for another ride. And instead of doing it every time I gave it gas, it only did it 3 times over the
And what was
course
it
of-
doing? Just kind of loading up in the middle
Just loading up.
or off the bottom?
At about 60, like when you're rolling onto it, at about 60 to 70% throttle.
When you're waiting for that hit.
Yep, when you're waiting for it, or you're going through the whoops or something,
Yeah.
where you need that front end light, you just kind of load up and yeah. So it was not the
That's
most ideal.
interesting because I like the TPI idea, and
Yeah.
I would have loved to have had that on my 150, but I went the Electron route, which worked out really
Yeah.
well. But how do you adjust the fuel ratio then?
No,
does
so
it-
they
can
have
you adjust it with electronics or?
probably
not know?
the dealership probably can do that, but KTM did the oil injection just because they wanted to control the entire process from start to end. So
Okay.
they could do the fuel injected, but if you're mixing up the ratio different, everyone mixes different,
Yeah.
right? And it wouldn't be consistent across the board. So they wanted to control all aspects.
And you can't change the. I mean, you could theoretically, but you probably don't want to change the premix you use then either, right?
Yeah,
Because that's sketchy.
yeah. So
That's nuts. And you're saying air fuel ratio is probably what they program, right? Because you work on a lot of cars and do service on new vehicles and stuff too, and you know all about that. Huh? Do you think TPI is here to stay?
I do.
Yeah.
But I think that they need to add Kickstarters to their bikes.
I do too.
they do on the XCW.
Your
So-
bike doesn't have a Kickstarter, right?
Yeah.
No.
I think it's just new 4-strokes.
So Jake stalls out and his battery dies for some reason because it's cold.
A battery?
Would. No, if it does.
Oh, if it does, yeah. I was like, when did that?
You're riding down
Right,
right in the
it
cold.
just-
I can't even read the comments that far away.
No.
If it wasn't 10 p.m. here, I'd be falling asleep. I'd chat with you dudes. Oh man, MX Guru. I'll smash the like button hard anyway. Sick, dude. Thanks, bro.
Sick, dude.
Whoa, are you double living?
No, I was trying to read the comments.
Oh, there we go. That's a good idea. Oh, look at John Johnson with the thoughts, brains. Since we have so many comments from Mr. Drybag, my ninja, been waiting for this for hours. Me and all my subs, Andrew, he's probably left by now. He's like, I'm going back to the 24-hour fitness gym. We got a buddy, Andrew Taylor. He's a pretty big deal and rides mountain bikes kind of for a living. Travels the country.
Oh,
Yeah.
the moto van guy.
Yeah. So you guys should check out his channel. What's his channel? Andrew Taylor?
Dryback.
Drybag.
No, it's Andrew Taylor.
Andrew Taylor on YouTube. He does basically a sick edit of every state he goes and travels to with his riding, dirt jumping, mountain biking, downhill,
Motocross.
everything in between. Moto, yeah, super good cinematography compared to us, since we just sit here and just don't like editing.
That's what we do now.
Yeah. So TPI, that's cool. We'll talk. Well, hold on. I was gonna say. So, if anybody out there has TPI and has any suggestions about how to tune it a little better, leave a comment below because we're not familiar with it. Like I grew up on carbureted bikes. I don't even know how the EFI really works, but
I think it's just going to be a matter of time, right?
Yeah.
So they're going to keep on coming up with these updates. I feel like the whole TPI deal was rushed.
yeah.
I don't know if you guys know, but Europe came out with the Euro emission 4. So it's their emission standard. So that would actually make it to where no dealership could sell new 2-stroke bikes unless they run cleaner. They're better for the emissions. So
Forced to do it. Huh?
yeah, so they had to come up with the TPI if they wanted to continue
Yeah.
to sell.
And then for cost purposes, they probably had to do it across the board
Yeah,
just to cut down on production.
yeah.
That's interesting.
And we'll get there in our emission standards. America will someday. But yeah, so
Cool.
I think they'll get it ironed out.
All right, Supercross. What is it? 2019
Yeah.
kicks off Saturday. What are they doing? A1? Like normal.
Yeah.
Cool. I've been so out of the loop, I haven't even paid attention. But apparently,
technical.
have you seen the layout?
The layout's awesome.
Dude, they're getting gnarlier each year. Like
We
big
should
time.
check out the
Yeah.
layout live.
Someone pull it up on their phone.
That's what I think.
You got it? Yeah, so there's a list of a ton of guys that are injured apparently. I think who's all out?
Osborne's out. Benny Bloss is out. Weston Pike's out. A couple of East Coast guys got it, or West Coast, like Christian Craig, and
Craig's out?
just till East Coast. They just
Oh.
switched them to East Coast.
Okay.
So they'll be racing. They're just not
Tomac's in, right?
Yeah.
Roxon, good to go.
Is he?
Jeremy
I
McGrath.
see Pike.
Nope. I wish.
I know we just
Bring
mentioned Pike.
back the legend.
See
I
Pike's-
saw, dude, that was brutal. I think he's good to go, right?
Yeah, I mean, he's recovering,
Yeah.
right?
Where the hell's James Stewart at?
I don't know.
He's making horrible videos on Instagram. Did you see that? Oh man,
His follower count like dropped in the
Dude.
last like year. So
Yeah.
I haven't seen anything. I hope he's doing well. It sounds like he just kind of retired out and doing the family thing. I
Yeah.
guess. Let me see.
yeah.
Oh wow.
Really sick.
Hey, look, it's your truck.
It's a Tundra.
I know. Same deal. It's white.
White and sexy.
Cool. So yeah, we'll be watching Supercross. I think I want to see Roxon come back, but I don't think he's gonna actually make a full comeback just because.
The mobility is not there.
Once he
I don't
lands it-
care how good you are.
Yeah.
The mobility.
And we were watching.
You can see.
We were watching Roxon riding the other day from before his injury, and he's just crazy talented, obviously. But I think he's still either he's not. I don't think he's going to come back into that
No.
the fullness of.
And don't get me wrong. I wish he would. Right.
Yeah, he's
like 100%.
I mean, he showed some speed in outdoors though. Led a lot of laps.
Yeah, but it wasn't. Do you think he was like
He
still
wasn't
the
so-
same?
I haven't really watched.
Yeah,
I've actually been riding.
He might be smarter.
just been riding.
Yeah,
Like while we're
yeah.
sitting
I think
here.
he's gonna
That's
be
the
smarter.
thing.
I think he'll still have speed. He doesn't have Tomac's speed, at least outdoors, but he beat Muskin a handful of times and won a few
Well, that's
motos.
because Muskan likes gets.
So they are my gets.
If Muskin was doing this video right now, there wouldn't have been a dog in that trip.
No, it'd be
It
six.
would have been 6 cents.
And his wife like.
How do you think he'll do though?
Muskin?
Yeah.
I don't know. Top 3.
He's one of those guys that'll come out of nowhere and just kill it for a race. And you're like, oh,
Yeah,
He's-
but
he's
he's,
got his-
he's not like wow.
He's
And
not-
he's super slow in the whoops.
and he's not consistent.
He's not slow. He's just
He's not
quads
fast.
in through the whoops. Tomac's whoop speed is nuts.
Yeah.
Christian Craig's is insane.
Yeah.
Is Craig on the 250s now?
Who's
Yeah.
coming up to 450s this year?
Wet or not?
Yeah,
Yeah, he'll be
No,
good.
he's good.
What's
But
he
this year
on?
we won
Yamaha?
all.
Yamaha.
And Savachi. Savachi was pretty impressive for the Monster Cup.
That's sick.
It'll be cool to watch Faulkner.
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
He's gonna be a little more
Spencer's
refined too.
Yeah,
Him and Cincerella.
yeah,
He should be doing a lot better.
Yeah,
Have you seen
there's
their
some names.
vlogs at all?
yeah.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
pretty entertaining. All right. What else? Anything else about Supercross? What have you guys been doing? You've been riding your RM. Tell them what you got first, because you have a sick bike. This guy has a super cool bike. He's torn every other day about selling it or keeping it or throwing it away or loving it.
Giveaway.
So what is it?
It's a 06 Suzuki RM125. I call it my Shitzuki because I can't ride it.
And it's pristine, but it is pretty awesome. It's a super clean one.
It's not pristine anymore.
It's clean.
It's, have you seen it
You
recently?
just need to clean it up.
Damaged my expansion chamber. Brighton.
Don't
No,
say
it's expansion. Fine, header bike.
He's
And Brighton kind of blew it up.
gonna be like, I didn't blow it up.
No, working on doing some stuff to it.
But what are you thinking about getting potentially? This guy's been on the fence for a new bike forever, so
I'm kind of right now deciding on whether I should redo the RM again and
couldn't get that.
redo the motor, suspension, possibly update on the plastics and graphics.
would drop or a Yamaha
Or
potentially.
I really like the new 2019 Yamaha. This guy wrote it. Check out Vital MX and see
And
his
the
review.
YZ250 you like.
I did like the
Just
YZ250. That's a fun bike. KTM 250 is also a really fun bike. I just wouldn't spend my money on it because it's KTM. It's like buying a BMW. And then, yeah, let's not get into that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you find yourself $12,000
What's
deep
up?
after
None
accessories.
yet?
No,
And
and,
bike
and you
that
don't even get a damn kickstart. So when you go try to ride in 17-degree weather like I have been for the last 2 weeks, falling on ice and bruising your
Dude, he's nuts.
rear and
He's great.
Such
Such
a-
a bike. I mean, you've been riding
Yeah.
on trails. Both of you guys have been out a lot.
Yeah.
I went out with Chad, who owns Proline Suspension.
Oh yeah.
Those guys are, yeah,
He's pretty cool.
completely different level.
Yeah.
Like rock technical.
let's go ride next weekend.
Yeah.
Nunya Enduro. What bike does your son have? Is he on
Like a
a
business.
KTM?
Oh, that's right.
Uh-oh, Curtis is coming out. And the Crest stuff is dialed, man. If you can get some of their services done, definitely check it out. I think, have all of you ridden like KTM? Or you haven't? Yeah, it's
It was
pretty
good.
impressive.
I like the suspension. I just didn't really like certain other aspects of the bike.
Yeah, was it a little missing some roll on?
No, it was.
What did you
You just
like
had to ride
on
like
your
a man.
RM that you didn't like on my bike?
My bike doesn't like. I'm still a new rider, so you guys can go ahead and
Different
criticize me.
speeds and weights.
But my bike, I feel like I can kind of more steer with the front end and use my front brake a little more. His front brake almost threw me over the handlebars the first time I used it.
It's got a moto stuff, big brake kit on it, so check
So
that out.
that was fun.
Stubs on the gun.
I felt the KTM. I had a hard time kind of steering it with the front. The back end wanted to slide out a lot, which kind of made it feel kind of like a flat track bike to me.
And the ergos are way different, right?
The ergos are
Japanese
good.
bike versus the KTM. So
Yeah.
you sit in different parts of the bike.
I can agree with that.
Yeah,
I went
it's
from
an
I went from
adjustment.
my Beta 300
Oh,
RR. It's a 2016 race edition. Beta USA did my suspension, and just the ergonomics, I guess you would say, for lack of a better word,
Yeah.
just completely different.
it was
Um,
weird.
I've adapted, and now I love it. Right?
Yeah.
You know, I took my
What
my
about
steering
playfulness? I've always like not been in down.
Honestly, the
KTM and Husky, they're
TPI
not playful like handling wise.
So the TPI is super linear. It's not playful, right? I feel like I get on a 250, another KTM, like say SX 250, it hits and it's playful
Yeah.
to me because now I'm used to the TPI that's so linear.
Yeah.
I get on my Beta, and the 2016 Beta race edition feels like a wild animal to me.
Really?
The motor, I love the motor. I couldn't get over my
What's the
Betas.
motor like on it? Aren't they the KTM power plants?
Yeah, but it just feels it's
Just
tuned
different.
completely different,
Okay.
right? And so it's the race edition, different head, different cylinder, V-force reeds, and it just feels like a screaming animal. So I love the motor on the Beta. Suspension, I could never get dialed in.
Yeah.
And then getting parts was always horrible. And then now resell has been a joke.
They've been trying to sell the Pacific Northwest area.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, just wait. Springtime, I'm unloading it for a steal. It's not for sale right now. It's springtime.
Oh, it's not set for sale yet?
Yeah. Okay. I got a few more things I'm
Sick.
gonna mess around.
Didn't you have it for sale?
I did, but now I have a few more things I want to explore with it, and then springtime I'm just gonna unload it, have some new bike. We'll get there.
Like
We'll
out
get
at
there.
the track or
Off a cliff.
No, so
You
just
don't
kind of like
just
so,
let me
so,
ride it.
so like
I
some
mean,
You don't
part
want
of
that thing on the track. It
no,
turns so
It's
much
more-
farther.
I took
For,
the
like,
OMC.
single track.
it was not okay.
Valerie.
it was not.
I had my headlight.
Like,
You can see.
But
I had my headlights on.
It's
Yeah,
a road
yeah. I had a Baja Industries LED headlight on OMC,
Yes.
right? Flashing my light in the air.
Dude, we should go night riding.
Yeah.
That would actually be pretty.
It's actually I have a YouTube
So
video.
you hit
of that.
like a
Tree?
deer.
Yeah. It's-
Oh, you'd have to call Alex. He knows all about that.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, it wasn't on a dirt bike, but
We got a hater in the crowd out here.
Yeah, no, we should all go for a night ride though. It's so I felt so much quicker night riding because all I can
you can't see anything.
well we have you can't though. All you can see is where you're going, which is what you're supposed to look at when you're riding. Is up there. Your fender casts such a big shadow. You don't look at stuff coming into your wheel.
That's true.
All you can see is where your headlight's pointing. You aren't looking at other stuff. You don't know what's coming because you aren't looking that far away. It's the perfect balance of. We might have had a beer or two.
So
before
tip
But-
of the day: don't look at your fender riding your bike. Look at the reflection.
Nunya rode in St. George, Utah today, 48 degrees.
Dude,
Actually, we're going to be heading out somewhere on Saturday. I'll talk about it in a little bit. But if it was in Utah for where we'd be going, I'd be down because Jake and I are itching to ride. You rode last week once?
Like 2 weeks
2
ago.
weeks ago? Yeah. We honestly, after we went to SoCal for the shootout thing, we haven't really ridden, which is kind of a bummer. But yeah, St. George have you ridden there?
no, it's actually this year.
you're gonna ride
it's
it?
a trip. I'm going to St.
He
George.
says, "Come on out. You should hit him up."
Dude, I will hit you up. Yeah.
You should comment back, and then he can.
Yeah.
John's gonna comment back to YouTube.
Yeah.
So you
I'll
can-
comment back
you
with
can
my
message
YouTube.
him or whatever.
Do you ride the
Supercross
Supercross? Do you ride the motocross track or the like trails out in St. George?
Is there a track at St. George? Or is
Yeah.
it Ogden?
No,
Or
St.
no?
George's has a sick track.
I have no
Roxon's
clue.
ridden in St. George.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's
I've
sick.
raced there a couple times.
That's cool. And then maybe we'll talk about some business. Then we're just bored on these nights, so we just figure why not we'll go on YouTube because it helps pass some time.
Y'all have a favorite bike? It's from Chaz Gonzalez.
Chaz, my favorite all-around bike for utility, like it runs tracks, trails, anything pretty much, is a YZ250 two-stroke. I think that is the best
Ooh.
all-around built bike. Suspension is amazing, motor is linear, and maintenance is bulletproof. And the bike handles and has power. If I had to have one bike for the rest of my riding at this point in time, it'd be a YZ250 two-stroke, hands down. What about you?
Well, this is like, as long as it's red or blue.
So he's biased. That's what that means. I'm not biased. I just think the best bike.
Dude, I'm on a Suzuki right now.
That's a cool bike.
It is a fun bike.
All right, so red or blue. That's a lot of bikes, though. Do you want like a TTR?
I had one of those. Wasn't good.
Oh, good time. So Nunez said we did desert stuff, no track. That's kind of
That's his. That's
my
his
speed.
deal. He
So,
loves that. You
I
should
just
hit him
commented.
up.
I just commented on there.
I'm actually thinking about doing
follow me.
racing this year.
I'm gonna come down. Yeah, I'm doing
I'm
good.
gonna come down. Follow
Are
me.
you racing Sidra?
Yeah, so I'm gonna race Sidra this year. I'm gonna do a few other little fun
You gonna
ones.
do the Idaho qualifier?
Yeah, yep. Idaho 100.
Yeah. For
this
those
will-
of you who don't
so-
know, Idaho 100 is a what's it? ID? What's the
ISD,
series? ISDE?
Yep, ISD
Qualifier.
qualifier.
So
It
we got
wasn't
some good
last
riding
year.
up there.
We'll see if it is. I'm not sure if it is this year. Last year was too close to the 6 days qualifier.
Okay.
So a lot of the big names weren't able to
Some
come.
of those guys do back-to-back days, 200
Dude.
miles, and we had a buddy here, the Fresh from Mexico, does our graphics. He's awesome. Does my graphics at least. And he's like, and he's a good rider, and he like got through day one. And he's like, nah, it's not worth it.
Yeah, so the last 2 years I've actually worked it. I go, I set up course, I put up arrows.
You in a
and-
kissing booth?
Did you do any kill clips?
No. So then we go. We're the first people. We're the first people on course to make sure the moose will actually go out there and take arrows off of the trees, right?
Oh yeah.
So we have to go pre-run it early in the
Morning
morning,
chase.
and then we go and
Clean up, what's
chase.
it called? Clean up?
It's sweet.
Sweet.
We
yeah.
sweet.
That's how you
Yeah.
ride the track for free and still get to ride all the line courses.
It's pretty cool. And then if you find anyone
But
broke
don't get
down,
hurt.
yeah. If you find anyone broke down, you know you got to tow them out. This year we towed a girl out. She was sponsored by Carl Cycle. I can't remember her name. Anyway,
So,
no.
that was me.
It was anyways, it took us like 3 hours to get her out of there, and we had to tow peg to peg, right?
Oh
So
my
rope
gosh.
from my
Really?
peg, yeah, a rope from my left peg to her right peg,
Oh, that's
because it doesn't pull your steering wheel that way.
Sketch.
But it took us hours to get her out of there. Brand new 350 from Carl Cycle. It hardly broke in, blew the motor, just
Jeez.
toast. So
What kind of bike?
it was a KTM.
That's why. See, if you would have bought a Yamaha, you wouldn't have a problem.
But anyways, this is my first year racing it, so it'll be good.
So Chaz said, "What do you think about the Yamaha lineup for 2019?" In regards
I'm getting
to what,
one.
Chaz? The 85 or 65 or 4 strokes, 2 strokes. What bike are you kind of considering? And I'll give you some of my thoughts. The FXs are awesome too. My dad has one. I love riding the
Oh, yeah?
FXs. Yeah, they're super good bikes. But overall, I've always liked Yamaha. They're solid. I feel like they're really
It's just-
resilient. Yeah, plush, and always had good motors throughout. I think all their lineups. Their 125s even. 4 strokes. Their 250F is like bar none the best 250F out right now, in my opinion, for 19. And
I'm
your
excited.
dad has a 19. What is he, a 450?
18.
18.
Seven.
Okay, so close, but
I've ridden a 19 actually.
So yeah, check out his
Sorry.
YouTube video. Yeah.
he has one up. He has
Okay.
one on the 450.
Okay.
I have one on the 250.
Oh, what's he asking for?
What's your channel? J Stone.
Action life.
Action Life
537.
Yeah, Action Life 537. So head over. He's actually got a lot of sick videos of him on his 19 KXF or KX450 that he's got finally dialed in. He has videos on his 17 and 18 CRF 450, the 18 YZF, going over the app and the mapping and everything. So the how-to of it, which is huge for this year. I think that's the sickest feature.
I didn't realize. So while they're on
What about
track,
the upgrades?
How was that?
You did the
Yoshi,
right?
Yeah. So what did you do to your KX to get it dialed? So, and what was the start? I guess go a little over like compare contrast of the. What's his channel? His channel is
Just type it in. Action Life 537.
in spaces. Action space life space 537. He's gonna type it in under John's page. So yeah, subscribe. He's got some cool stuff and his Instagram too. And Curtis, do you have a YouTube?
I don't have YouTube.
Just you're doing your Instagram right now.
Yep.
RM, if you like his RM125 two-stroke videos, that's like all this guy has up, which is sick.
if you want to watch him
What's your
in that
page?
ice patch,
It's RM underscore and then 1 underscore 2 underscore and then 5. That's my bike page. So go check it out.
RM underscore 1 underscore 2 underscore 5.
yeah, he's
Spells out,
got a pretty
not
cool
numbers.
pretty cool video of his RM versus an ice patch.
Yeah, you want to see what it's like to move from California to Idaho and not understand winter underneath the
What's
ground.
winter? What's all this snow?
Why aren't the locals riding?
No, I don't know. No, I'm just like, nope, I'm not riding until spring.
Hey, it was perfectly fine. The snow was nice. It was
You did
pretty.
good the
No,
whole
you
time.
did.
The berms were
I was like
great.
watching, like, he's going good, and then all of a sudden just like, gone.
Well, that's because you can't really see
You
it.
can't
It's
turn on
just-
it.
No.
But back to that Bluetooth.
Wait, hold on. There's the bike setup. Jason, would you do your KX coming off a Honda? Because you've actually, I mean, you got it like perfect now. Like, I'm not like a huge Cowie fan initially, but his bike is super dialed now.
Yeah, so I guess to start out, I swapped out the right front fork spring because they come with a 5.0 and they're valved kind of soft, I guess. Or no, they're valve stiff, have softer spring.
Because you were bottoming on
Yeah, I was
high speed.
Yeah, I was
sections.
bottoming like coming into turns on the front brake and stuff when the track got super bumpy. So,
How do you bottom out in a turn? I can't bottom out on a
Dude, he's
jump.
flying.
Dude, he moves.
so I swapped out just the right
I
fork
need like
spring,
So wait, just the corner? What?
just one fork
Just
spring.
one. So
Really?
one's heavy,
So
one's
one's
light.
stock and the right one's a 5.2. So it's
Okay.
just one stiffer.
And that took away the
And
bottom.
I took away the bottoming, left the flushness. I think I'm like one clicker in.
And you stay in the
now.
middle.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So on that Showa fork, after you get like 3 clicks in, it gets
Mhm.
super harsh because you can stiffen it up a ton.
Yeah,
But on the Showa, 1 click is like 4 clicks in like a KYB fork.
I can imagine. I'm on my KTM revalve, cranked all the way in.
Really?
I'm like 2 in
Dude,
from
go to Craft, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
For homemade 5.1, I read that you put a 5.0 on one side and 5.2. Yeah, exactly, Chaz. And then he did a couple other things too. Setting up
Recluse gives me a
clutch and some
torque
other stuff.
drive. So there's a torque drive in it. It felt kind of powerless, not powerless, but Honda and
It's
Yamaha
kind
are
of-
super snappy, kind of right off the
Yeah.
gate.
And they have like
the
they put you
Cowie, the Cowie kind of doesn't have that, but it has a lot of usable power. So Recluse gave me a torque drive, so got that in. That helped a ton.
Cowie's really docile, to be honest.
Yeah.
So that's good
it's
to
not,
know.
it's not scary at all.
That's
It's
good to know.
all like
It's
forward
smooth,
motion
it's
usable.
super usable.
So you like that torque drive?
Yeah, I do.
So
for those
so
of
that's
you-
so I'm actually going for my Recluse auto clutch. Since I have the majority of what I need,
Yeah.
I'm gonna turn it into the torque drive. So that's good to know.
And so, for those of you that don't know, Recluse, they're a local company actually out of Boise, Idaho. They're an awesome company, smaller, really quality-centric focused company. And their torque drive clutch is basically like, to compete with a Henson clutch, like a performance race clutch. So it's just a normal operation of the clutch. Yeah, go ahead. 4 EXP 3.0s are their older
They're
ones.
older ones. Yeah.
And those are auto clutches.
The cool thing with the Radius CX is the
Trigger.
so they have the old auto clutch and it had a little bit of behind it, which is why with my auto clutch, I can just take a few things out,
Yep.
basically make it a manual
That's
clutch.
sick.
So,
So do you have to buy any components to do that?
I think it's
Like
I'll know next week.
He'll know.
Um,
And Chaz asked if the huge gamut, but I would say Recluse because I understand their quality, and actually know a few
Fly
engineers.
local.
Yeah, and they're local. Fly Racing's local, Recluse is local, Promoto Billet's local.
Dude, their pegs are freaking awesome.
Yeah, they're sweet. They have some sick products.
Their EXTs are amazing.
Yeah. But from a quality perspective, I ran Recluses on my 02 CR250, which was an EXP auto clutch, and it was great for single track, not so great for torque drive, and that was really great. And then my favorite was on the CRF 450. Recluse did a really good job of putting in a torque drive clutch. It was a manual clutch that lightened the clutch pull substantially over stock and gave me more aggressive engagement. So no issues, like the plates were all good, everything was intact. So that's our opinions. What do you guys think about clutches?
my beta was actually the first Radius CX in a beta. And so there was some stuff we had to work out. It went back and forth a few times. And but I would say that's what Recluse really started on, was those KTMs, Husqvarnas, their Yamahas, their Kawasaki's. All that stuff is dialed in. But when you get
Stop clutch on yours?
Yeah, actually gonna be
Is it burned up pretty good?
No, but it's starting to go.
Starting to go?
Yeah.
We'll get a little bit of a slip.
I'm gonna put my stuff.
You gotta
on
use
that.
it a lot.
Nunez saying you four guys should come down, we'll hit 5 miles of hell, then Caneville the next day.
Dude, I know
Yeah,
that trail.
dude, you already took me on those, but I guarantee you I'll have no problem hauling on single track. Either will this
Dude,
guy.
yeah.
I'm
I'm
down.
actually starting to favor that actually over moto.
So I've actually,
It's
I
fun.
think
It's
I've
fun.
seen
And
that
it's safer.
trail. I think I've seen that trail on
Well, I
YouTube.
like finding natural stuff too.
Because I'm
Curtis, I saw you fall more on a single trail than I've ever seen you fall on a.
Yeah, but he was learning,
Track.
dude. He's got it down.
There was no
ice.
Get off the ground, dipshit.
Yeah, I'm not a huge track guy, right? So I like my single track, my off road. I'm only
John's
better at
never been
track.
on the track in his life.
Oh,
The most air he caused when he was running up the stairs here today.
No, I'm totally down for that trail though.
Are you gonna ride track with us this year?
I am. I need a number plate, dude.
No, you don't.
We're gonna get there.
We'll be
The new bikes. New bikes.
All right.
We're gonna get there in new bikes.
Are you doing a fun one though? We'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get there.
All right. You guys want to keep talking? I think we're good on moto. Let's talk about like
Hold on.
business and life before we go to the bike
Are
store.
we good on moto?
What
cover
else
everything?
do you- No, I mean there's so many YouTube lives.
How about this? Is anybody watching right now going to a race this year?
We only have 4 people on here, dude.
Race? Like Supercross?
Yeah.
We'll be in San Diego.
Yeah, we're not that popular. 4 people? 4 people, dude.
Oh, we should have put it on.
There's more people. There's less people watching than who are being recorded.
4 plus 4 is 8.
That's 8
people
dude.
total.
That's pretty great. We got the dog.
Yeah.
For those of you that don't know, my YouTube channel is now monetized. So just put it on my channel and let that thing run in the background, so I can get to $6.
Yes.
I'm going to A1. Lucky. I've
Nice.
yet to be to A1, dude. I have
Oh man.
Ricky Carmichael's actual. Oh, yeah, I know that's been there. You're good. Actual jersey from A1 in 2005, the mud race.
That
it's at
would
my
look really
parents'
good
house.
right above my Suzuki.
It would match perfectly. It's blue and yellow and white like McDonald's. I'm loving it. A1. I'm not going. I'll probably go to. If I go to any
Let's go to
races,
Salt Lake.
Salt Lake or
We're not going to
Washington.
Salt Lake this year.
Washington's the closest, right? I
Road
don't know.
trip.
I'm always
Road
like,
trip.
I'd rather do
Yeah,
Vegas.
it's fun.
Or just wait for Monster Cup. Monster Cup's
Yeah,
honestly
Monster
way
Cup's
more
fun,
fun
yeah.
than a regular.
but I hate
Supercross.
parking for Monster Cup.
Dude, no,
If you take a bus, that's
I have an
fine.
idea.
Okay.
We're gonna drive
Road trip.
into the state.
To be continued.
Anything else, boys?
Anybody blow anything up for New Year's?
Blow anything up?
Yeah, my bike.
Yes, I don't believe you.
I gotta see a video when Josh blew up my rear wheel.
Did you really?
Yeah, he was like,
Oh, yeah,
I was like,
I remember
oh
that.
crap.
I got some other funny stuff on video. I got the loop out. I got the one where I crashed in front of Jake. And he called
This
me
guy
bullshit.
he has
Falling on ice.
he has this video where we're at the track and he's learning basically how to ride one of the hardest bikes to ride for his first year really in full motocross. which is an RM125. Great bike, but it's very unique to ride. But he's on the track and he hits fourth gear on one of the long straightaways and just loops out like full tilt. And so he's got that on his page. That's on your RM page on Instagram.
No, I haven't.
You better put that up back up.
I posted.
New one.
I actually
It's personal.
I posted that one to OMC because
Oh, you gotta put that on your page.
somebody asked me like, how'd you eat shit? Like this on your knee for so long.
Here it is. I looped out.
Yeah, I looped out. So
That's awesome.
on a 125 free.
So yeah, check out his.
Trying to find that
It's
video.
yeah, it was perfect.
what is it? RM.
Yeah, RM125. I have a lot of content
Yeah.
coming out. It's just
Dude,
So-
I was trying to find a video. Anyways, I had a kid.
They can't see it anyways.
You had a kid?
I was gonna show it. I was gonna show the video.
When did you have a kid?
Yeah, when did this happen?
John.
I have a kid I mentor. Okay, 15 years old.
like Big Brother situation.
Yeah. So I taught him how to ride a dirt bike, and we were doing
Did you
enduro.
actually?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
mentor a kid?
I mentor a kid.
Dude, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. No, he's
If
rad.
anybody needs a mentor, hit up Shelby.
I've known him since he was 12.
John.
I've known him since he was 12, and he'll go off anything I say, and I kind of feel bad. But he got to the level.
Go off that cliff over there.
No, so he went off this drop down. That was way too big.
Where?
Out in the Wahis. It was probably 4 feet.
In Milwaukee. For those of you that don't know, it's
It's a desert, high desert.
here.
And
40
fan
minutes.
sucks. He listens to anything I
On a
say.
125.
So I just told him to go for it, and it's on. I thought it was on my Instagram. He just sends it off this thing and just eats it in his chest
Oh,
and
no.
goes into sand. It was gnarly. Anyways, you reminded me of that.
Anyways, you're crashing.
Yeah, I
I'm gonna
crashing.
post it now, so you can follow me.
That's funny.
I'm a professional crasher.
I don't think they can even read this. It says laugh.
There's a lot of black.
If you want.
I was just saying, bro.
Yeah,
We're already demonetized.
Dang it, Curtis.
Oh, this is
I'm gonna miss out on my $1.50.
It was $6.
All right, let's get to business. So we have some variety here.
Yeah.
So we'll give a short snippet of what we each do and what also some of our ideas are for the future. Because what do you do for a living, and what are some of your aspirations?
Yes. I just canceled. My gym
Okay, time out live
I just canceled my gym membership the other day
at Axiom.
at Gold's. It's too small.
He needs more.
I'm gonna upgrade.
Start a crunch.
He needs more.
Yeah, I'm
he needs
going
more
to
weights.
Are you? Because that's where we go.
Okay, I'm going to crash.
That's where we go like 4 times.
No, I asked him. I asked to go to the gym with him one time, and he said no.
He doesn't go.
Yeah.
He doesn't know how to
You
work.
bailed on me when I asked you to go to the gym
I'm
with him.
not. It's not get in shape season yet.
So okay, so
you can't. You're not right.
I can ride a half a lap as fast as anybody.
This
Maybe
is
a quarter.
See, this is
Okay,
why
one
in 2
corner.
weeks
I can get off the line fast.
TBI.
Hashtag
Hashtag TBI. All right. What do you do for a living? Wait, are you still talking about something else?
No. So I sell real estate.
Hold on. Just so you guys know, John Johnson has OCD. So if you mess stuff up in front of him,
Dude, you saw how organized that was, right?
look at this. It's so great because as we go on through the show, he's gonna
Man,
fix stuff.
I gotta leave. It's my cat's birthday.
It's way too loud.
Hey, who invited Marvin Squeeze?
So what
We
was the
did this
question?
too when we got to the restaurant, so messed up his forks and he's like starts having convulsions. He had a seizure once. Okay. Before we go to work, I'm gonna cut you off again because it's fun. What made you guys start riding bikes? Chaz, what made you start riding bikes?
It's always something I wanted to do since I was a kid. Unfortunately, life was kind of complicated when I was younger, so I never really did it. And just recently got back to that mindset, and
Killing
this dude was like, "Yeah, buy a 125. It'll be a great bike to." Yeah, it'd be a great bike to learn the fundamentals of motocross and learn to ride aggressively, and hurt yourself really.
And I actually grew up riding BMX bikes in California. For those of you that know, Calabasas, it's an old riding spot in the San Jose area that is actually it's got a pretty good legacy. Ryan Nyquist, Fuzzy Hall. Yeah, it's kind of fallen through the cracks now just because everybody that kind of is into that has moved out of that area for a lot of reasons. Mostly like it's too expensive to live there. But yeah, we grew up riding together, and so he moved out to Idaho and ended up catching up with each other, and now he rides dirt bikes with us. It's pretty sick. For me, my dad rode moto. He raced since he was maybe 18 or 19 when he got a bike. He'd grown up without a bike and watched his friends ride, and so he just had a huge yearning to get on a bike. So as soon as he could, he got one. Started racing in Puyallup at I believe it's Puyallup Speedway or something, Seattle Speedway, something over there. Not Seattle, Tacoma. I don't know. It's around there. It's an old place where they actually used to have some of the major stops. And then I got a bike when I was 3 years old or so, or 4 years old from the dump. I stepped through 90. That didn't work. I got really pumped, but it never ran. So we ended up waiting, and I got a Z50 when I was I think 5 or 6. And then it's just been the best memories of my life is riding, growing up camping, going riding, trail riding. I didn't even touch a track until I was almost 14 or 15 years old. So it's just been a lot of fun, and as much as I sometimes don't want to do it, it's just innate and stuck in me. So it's my passion, one of my passions. What about you, Jay Stone 537?
I ride dirt bikes because it's fun and it makes me go fast.
And you like it.
That's lame, dude.
I don't even remember when I started riding. Apparently, I just wanted to ride, so my dad got us bikes. And
On the
started
commercial.
riding.
I want to ride.
Yeah, there's some on the commercial. I'm cool to do that. So I started riding when I was 9. Started racing, I think, when I was 10 or 11. Turned pro at 18 and just been riding, I guess. It's
Yeah.
fun.
And I've been doing everything I can to basically slow him down, make him lazier.
Yeah.
Your age is
Now we just do little jumps and try to do whips.
Butt whips.
His whips are sick. Yeah, he's still motos. He'll go put in 3:20 or 30-minute motos, and I'm cool, dude. It's fun. And what about you?
So I grew up actually out in the middle of nowhere, Nebraska, where we were riding 4-wheelers and 3-wheelers at a YZ 250. It's some crazy 3-wheeler. I ended up getting a Yamaha 125, and then I got a Yamaha 250. Just riding cornfields and stuff. Nothing exciting because there wasn't any exciting riding there. Went off to the military, and then I moved here and didn't know anyone. I didn't know anything, and I just wanted to get out and explore the outdoors because I think that's what it's all about, right? Idaho is so beautiful. In the fact, we are situated right between the mountains, the forests, the trees, or the high desert. So it's just situated perfectly where you can explore both. And I just, like I said, I didn't know too many people, and I didn't have anything to do. So I just kind of went out and I explored, and I just fell in love with 2 wheels. You can get anywhere. So, I started doing that, and then I just started linking up with people. And
You guys know who Josh Doherty is?
What?
Yeah, why does he keep posting these super fast corner videos?
Dude, because it's a wide open track. Josh, are you getting online? He's on his YZ250. He's going to follow you. Don't give people ideas.
Yeah, he's just been everywhere.
did you see that?
Yeah, that's pretty sick. All right, so I'm putting a live link on my Instagram. Sorry, guys.
Oh yeah,
Swipe up for live.
let's do that.
Let's do that.
How do I do that? Do I just take this?
You have to have 10,000 followers, though.
Dude,
I have 10.
I just copy this thing.
Dude.
You have 10,000?
No, 10.
Hey, I think I come in second place for followers.
how many do you have?
23.
23 total?
2,300.
23?
Yeah, believe somebody go follow my Instagram.
So officially, there's nobody watching now, which is sweet. You guys are so cool supporting the channel.
No, hold on.
We gotta
put
start
these live
somewhere.
links up.
Oh, yeah, it's going to get lit.
And
All right.
salty?
And salty, dude. Lit and salty. Just like Jesus wants. Hold on.
Was I
That's a selfie, for those of you that don't know.
Hey,
Okay.
you were in it for a second.
Now,
Your face is in it for a second.
now we'll talk about work. We'll start with Curtis because John is Johnsoning. So
Look at how organized he is. He's even got the ball of the dragon.
I know, or whatever it is.
Bro.
What do you do for work?
I'm a mechanic.
And because you've worked on for dealerships, for private parties, body shops, paint, everything, huh?
Yep.
That's pretty sick. This guy knows how to fix. He's worked on my stuff. He's working on Jake's stuff. He tore down a dirt bike for the first time with no idea about it and rebuilt it real quick in the garage.
I actually went a lot
He
faster.
wasn't wrong.
Yeah, he did well. And what are some of your ideas? Because I know you talked about like you have an entrepreneurial side to you where you want to start a couple different ideas potentially depending on what works out. But eventually
I
you
don't
want
wanna
to
give
tell
away my
your own
ideas,
business. Yeah, I know.
We can talk about I have like so many multi-million-dollar ideas. No capital. So
It takes money to make money.
I'm a millionaire in my mind.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be like Shelby and say, swipe up. Did you see my live stream?
Swipe up to organize.
I do it for listings all the time.
What do you do for? Are you done posting? Can I?
Yeah.
All right. We'll do Jake's stuff because he's got a cool story too.
About
So, what do you do for a living? What are your plans this year? You trying to do something cool or
Build custom homes right now, residential.
sick homes?
Yeah.
Sick.
Just finished out a
On a
$1
golf
million
course.
home on a golf course.
And in Idaho, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
In California, it's a fixer.
It's like the top of our market. Right?
So I mean, if you go up to a house and you're like, "Hey, I can get this for $400,000," you're probably not gonna get it.
Yeah.
Right,
Not
John?
gonna work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
he doesn't know what you're talking about.
And what else? You got a lot of different ideas. You're young. Like people don't know how young Jake is. I won't throw it out there, but he's actually super smart for his age. And I wish I started to do that when I was his age. He's owned 2 homes, hooked one, owns a rental property now. We're roommates at this point in time for a short period of time at least. And
Before you go up.
and then let's see what else because you have some cool ideas coming up this year.
Yeah, just trying to start up. I guess my dad had our own business, family business, construction company. So I'm just getting everything basically reinstated with the state, so I can do that and build custom homes under my own name. So I got a few lined up. I got a few lined up. So yeah, that'll be fun this year. Working on trying to buy some lots and build some spec homes, do some different investments. I got some people that have offered me money and stuff to do so. We'll see
Some
how it
backing.
goes. Yeah.
Cool. And then what about the entrepreneurial side? Because I know you and I have talked a lot, and we thrive on like, get off your phones, guys.
They're texting.
Come on, people.
Sorry.
It's like serious combo.
It was.
You're good. You're good.
No, I guess I have to get underneath the client's house to check
Oh,
out
okay.
their cell phone.
Let's start it. That's
I'm like, man,
you're checking out who's some
I gotta check out my client's house.
You're doing it wrong.
I know, right? I sold him a house like 6 months
We're
ago.
both real estate, and I don't do that. But
Texting me at 9 o'clock. No, he's good. He's a great guy.
and then he's also I've seen him on like starting online store stuff and figuring out websites and editing and like you didn't have any really aspiration for social media when we first kind of met, and now you're like you're working with that a ton and with companies locally. So
super fun.
and we
He's
all
really smart for his age. No, he's really smart.
For my,
And I'm
four.
stoked he's
But if
doing
you
it
were
at his
older,
age.
you'd
I'm,
be
no. I'm like, dude,
You're
he's
not
starting.
much older than I am.
Yeah, you're like
And
18, bro.
Oh yeah.
and to help lead like the Bible study stuff. We do a small group at our house. Yeah, Curtis comes, but yeah, just like-minded people in their 20s and early 30s figuring out life. And Jake helps a lot with that and fundamental ideas and stuff. So that's cool.
Yeah.
But what else? You're starting something soon. We got more comments. I'm going to stay.
That's good.
It's not really worth reading.
No, I was just putting it there. I was gonna. I like Chaz.
I like Chaz. He's up.
I'm gonna follow you.
Chaz is probably
Everyone
doing
follow-
khakis.
Hey, we're gonna give Chaz a shout out.
Chaz's page. How is that tracks compared to the SoCal tracks?
They don't.
They don't.
Yeah. No, we have.
Honestly,
If
okay.
you have money, come up here and start a track.
Yeah,
Honestly,
that's what we need.
that's
We
what-
need track.
We have amazing dirt. Land is affordable. I think we have amazing dirt.
Yeah.
Um,
Cost of
winter-
living is so low that
Yeah.
everyone has dirt bikes
Yeah.
and toys and
And winter's not bad. It's like literally we could ride through winter.
Yeah.
Most of the time we can.
it's gonna be mid
You learn a
40s
lot.
all week.
Yeah.
I saw that.
And it's
Most
not
of
bad.
them
Like
warm.
a dry climate, 40 is like California's 50, 55,
Yeah,
honestly.
agreed.
But we just don't have the organization here to run a professional kind of like setup for a track. We've got just just
People try to start up tracks and they don't run it as like a business. They just run it
So
as
when
a
you go to
hobby.
Paula, when you go to Milestone, Kahia, all these tracks that we've been riding, like they're sick, and they're only sick because they're organized. Like track layout, jump stuff, like there's always sketchy stuff. Like Paris, like their track is awesome. Everyone's got awesome tracks in SoCal, but I've been to each of those tracks when they haven't been awesome too. Like Elsinore and Paris and Kahia, I've been there on horrible days. Yeah, where Idaho track is way better. The thing is, we don't have a ton of options. We have OMC, which is a club run track, which is great for the cost perspective. And like I get a gate key, or we have gate keys just to go ride whenever we want. There's a little fairground style arena cross track, a winter track, which is like sand and deep. And then there's like a summer track, which is a mix of mulch, clay, and sand, basically. And that's fun.
I'm actually kind of.
That's like 10 minutes from the house.
And that's a good track too. Like,
Yeah.
I did Jeremiah left, so I was
For
kind
the
of
builder, or for the cutting the track, yeah.
well,
They'll still pull
Matt's
it off.
going to be the builder this year for him. So
I don't even know who Matt is.
he used to build miles.
He's good.
Yeah.
He actually helps Jeremiah, or his
Yeah,
dad's Jeremiah. Jake actually helps build the track at OMC most of the time too, which is fun. So we get to make like the jumps kind of how we want sometimes, which is fun.
It was awesome.
It is fun.
That's
And
a good
then
track
Skyline.
option. Skyline.
Skyline
So
is-
Skyline is
sounds
open.
fun. Yeah.
Their only issue is water, right?
The issue is Skyline has this great idea. They have an amazing facility,
They've been talked for the last.
but the execution of bringing it to life as a functional place. The only reason I've ridden there 3 times and I've had a great time each time, but the only issue for me is that they're not dependable. They don't have open set schedules where the track is prepped.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not driving 20, 30 minutes to a track and I don't know if it's watered. I don't know if it's been cut. I don't know.
Those 3 times my dad and I prepped the track too.
Yeah, and that's true. And it's sick.
I
The
just
complex
went to
is sick.
Skyline this weekend and it was amazing.
Yeah, so
They
it's,
had the big.
it's still hit and
big
miss,
moto
though,
track was
right?
good.
but
Actually,
they
my
are
buddy
run by
Jones
some of the most incredible guys.
Yeah.
They're
Uh,
motivated. They're friendly. They want it to be a family environment.
They're a
I'm not
moto
saying with
family.
OMC,
Ricky's awesome.
Rick
but it's
is
just
awesome.
the execution, like you said.
It's just gonna take some time. Yeah,
and
once
they'll get there. They will get there.
and I love supporting them. I haven't been out there a ton, but mainly for the same reasons. And once they're fully functional, that's great. And I'm in real estate. I work with a ton of SoCal guys just because they find me through Vital MX or my riding stuff, and they end up moving to Idaho because it's a hotbed for transplants from California. Has suggested, why isn't there like a professionally run track like Paula or Milestone here, because it would thrive.
Because Idaho sucks, stay wherever you're at right now.
No.
No,
Build some custom homes.
it's inevitable.
Realtor, builder, realtor.
Yeah, and we all ride, so you're not. Like if your car breaks down, this guy's got you.
Unless you're from Alaska, you bet you're
Yeah. So yeah, they're just different. I enjoy riding. Honestly, I'm a bad representation because I'll ride anywhere. I don't really care. I just like to ride. If it's hard pack and dry, I feel like I have just as much fun as. That's not true, but I enjoy the aspect of riding just as much on.
Just as long as you're on your bike, right?
You learn. Like if it's a rough, beat up track, you learn how to
Yeah.
ride in rough, beat up stuff. And if it's prepped and great, then cool.
Yeah.
What I hate is people that complain about track conditions. Like seriously, there's always people that are going to be complaining about the track, and it drives me nuts because either
Somebody let them
one,
break a run in.
go participate and learn how to prep the track and become a contributor, or 2, just keep your mouth shut and enjoy what people provide for
Yeah.
us. So that's my take.
But those are our only 2 tracks.
Yeah, mainly. And we have a ton
Yeah,
of
go
BLM.
on
We have the
Fairground.
most BLM access, land access out of any state in the country. So if you're an off-road guy, like Idaho is cherry. We have high desert, we
Dude,
have timber, we have technical, we have shale and rock, like
yeah.
everything.
And
Mountain to mountain.
yeah, we have
Oh,
some of
yeah.
these Jeep trails that are people come from all over the nation just to ride some of these Jeep trails. That we ride our dirt bikes up, and it's just that hard enduro fun.
It's nuts.
No,
And it's I mean, honestly, we get crap all the time because it's like, well, you guys are exposing Idaho's, treasured land or whatever. And I get that, preserve what you have, keep it private, but we're in a day and age where it's inevitable. And so if people are going to come here, I'd rather them be introduced by people that share like-minded interests than people that are just coming here for, a budget cut on their housing and whatever. So if you're moto and if you like, your guns and your trucks and your rights, Idaho's a great place at this time. So Business. We didn't get to you.
Yeah. I sell real estate.
Or myself. That kind of go.
Yeah. So I sell real estate. I help a lot of our agents with marketing and whatnot. I'm just gonna continue to grow. To continue to meet people and help them find the right home. I don't know. It's so early.
Well, you're also like turning into some of the artistic stuff with cinematography.
Yeah. So I do a lot of drone footage of our own homes. And yeah, just gonna continue to grow through 2019 and.
Are you buying a house this year, maybe?
Hopefully.
Thinking about
So my goal is I'm gonna get some land, build a little moto track outside, and wait to build the house.
Sounds like all of our dreams that have never happened.
Yeah.
But that's
I'm
good luck.
single.
Someone will execute it.
Yeah. Hopefully, right?
If you build
I can do it now. That it's just my dog and I. So
movie opens next month.
Yeah.
Just my dog or
just my dog and I, right? So I was searching for a half acre. It's looking like it might be a little bit more, so we might have some room to do some jumps.
If I track at least.
At least, maybe a GP track.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Like street bike.
Oh no.
No.
Your buddy said that the internet's super glitchy.
Stop playing Call of
Maybe
Duty.
are you streaming there? Here, I'm gonna change the internet connection because I got 2 internet SSIDs on my house. So let me check here.
Buddy.
Andrew.
Who's Andrew?
Was it a text?
If it's any
Okay.
better.
I
I hope it'll get more refined too once it processes and stuff too.
Cool. Yeah. Let us know if that helps.
There's so many people watching. That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
we're
got
at
like a person.
we're at 3 people.
3.
Andrew
Yep.
just said it's a little bit better.
Okay, cool. Well, keep us posted. Lives are always a little bit interesting. So
Next time we'll try to do a hardwire. Do you have hardwire?
no one does that anymore, dude.
Yeah, but it's super good.
Bro.
Oh, I know it's super good.
Hey, next time?
Anybody know? Okay, where do you plug an Ethernet to a MacBook? There's no Ethernet port.
There's not?
No.
Okay. Next time we go to my office.
Ooh, dang! Do you have a flag and a surfboard?
We'll bring it. Like KTM
Can we
flag.
put a dirt bike up?
I'll bring my dirt bike. Yeah.
I
My office is pretty big. I have hardwired internet.
His office is pretty big, and he's going to check under his client's something today.
That sounds
Shoot.
kinda
Shoot.
All right.
Shit, yeah.
Oh, I guess. Are you done?
Yeah. I'm just
What
gonna.
about any other stuff? You don't have any entrepreneurial ideas?
Yeah. So
Well, I guess we said we're talking about
do, you and I do.
entrepreneurship, but we're not really doing much of that.
I know.
We just
So
talk about
I
it.
really want
We're
to.
just talking about it.
I just want to
Sorry
continue.
about it.
We just want to be millionaires.
Yeah, I just want to be rich. So my goal is to continue in real estate. Real estate is cool, right? It's not my passion. I love it. I love helping people. That's what I love about it. But real estate kind of becomes I don't know, a lot more of a headache than I feel is necessary. So real estate is my vehicle to get to where I want to go,
That's true.
right? I want to create multiple businesses. What I like to do is I like to help people. So if I can create a business to help a family achieve the lifestyle that they don't have currently, that's what I want to do. So I want to create a marketing company. I want to create a drop ship company. Drop shipping.
There you go. That's
so-
what I've been doing the last like 4 days.
So yeah, I want to do a lot of things like that. But really, I want to create businesses that will better the people that work for me, better their lifestyle. Like that's so
Adding
satisfying,
value.
you know. And with agents, you've seen it in my brokerage. I love to help them create a business and succeed. That's what satisfies me. So if I can do that and then make a great living for myself, that's what it's really about. And how I'm going to do that, you know, we're gonna figure out, right? That's kind of the 2019. Let's figure out how we help other people while still helping ourselves.
That's kind of what we have to do in Idaho because we don't have any big corporations to like team up with or work for.
Yeah.
So like how people make money and create wealth is like multiple streams of income from
It is massively
lots
different.
of different.
It's
stuff.
so different.
But that's what I grew.
We're
up
like-
with, so I'm
So
just
you're
already-
used to it.
Yeah.
I'm already.
And I grew up in corporate America in San Jose, Silicon Valley. So I grew up and segued from college straight into like, you know, a corporate startup technology company.
Yeah.
which provided great experience. But when I moved here, it was such
Culture
a
shock.
mind shift.
It's
yeah,
so
it was like,
different, right?
because
Because
none of my friends work for like a corporate company. Like they all do what they like in
Right.
these company settings or in their own business, and it's like,
yeah, and then with me growing up in Nebraska, my family owned a business, and they were the only people to do that business in that whole state. Where they were rendering. They picked up dead animals. I don't want to get into it. It sounds
They did well.
interesting, but it was a niche thing where they didn't have to compete for the business, and that's kind of how I grew up. Then I moved here, similar to Shelby.
yeah, real
It's
estate.
such a
There's only 5,000 agents. You
Yeah.
don't have to compete for anything.
yeah. So only 10% of them do the business, but
Less than that, probably. You're probably looking at most of it.
yeah. So yeah, it's been a shift, and I see a lot of changes coming and helping people, and just growing. Like we team up with Jake, and we just you gotta network with
Collaborate.
everyone.
Yeah. No, that's cool.
So yeah,
For me-
2019 is gonna be the year of growth.
Just let me know when you guys need something fixed on your
All right,
car
I know.
since you guys
I know.
drive so much.
You can fix
Want to bet?
Yeah, he is. He's licensed by the state.
my truck's like a minefield.
It's a computer.
It's too much.
Yeah.
Well, they
I'm
don't call it
basically
a dead or dying garbage emitter for nothing.
I asked for that. Okay.
All right, so I'm in real estate too, like John Johnson here, and it's been cool. Learned how to build my own business over the last couple of years. Segued from high tech stuff, high tech sales for like outside sales and inside sales stuff. So applied a lot of those attributes. I bought a few houses myself and looking to buy another one hopefully this spring. So just understand the process and all that. And yeah, learned a lot in that regard. And I think this year I'm going to continue to grow my real estate business and presence. Started a property management company as well for some of my clients with one of my partners who's a lawyer in Boise and rides moto. Actually a prior client of mine as well now. And so we've been doing pretty well with that, just pretty passively, creating another stream of income, hopefully long term. And then I think this year, I don't know, we might try and do some like clothing stuff for fun, just to have like something to pass the time.
Yeah, just something
To support
you know,
ourselves.
see what it does.
For fun. Yeah. So always curious. We've tried Amazon stuff. We've tried, you can go for it, dude. We tried, so watch out. John's going to try to sweep a client here.
Hey,
we go way back already.
I don't even know who that is.
Yeah, we got an Insta combo. Like, you
Oh
don't even know.
man. Okay.
No, I'm not
No.
scared. If you want, superior service.
Hey, let's not go there.
I'm just
It's sarcasm.
Sorry.
Go with Shelby. He does a great job. I ask him questions all the time.
If we ever team up, then you'll be dialed on both.
Maybe
both sides.
someday,
That'd be pretty
right?
fun.
I'm happy with my house.
Yeah, see, he's got one.
Me
He
too.
bought two. Maybe you just need to buy a house from me.
You need to build that.
Yeah, stop being so salty.
No, John.
We're gonna build a shop.
John is in like a pretty sick
Am I working it?
brokerage, deals with like 1 million+ listings. I'm not necessarily in that niche. I've dabbled there, but that's not really my main stuff. So
I'll even go.
hit him up if you want to be like balling out of control. If not, hit me up. I'll help you out.
Yeah, got that one
And then, let's
1.45,
see. 1 point. Yeah, that's legit.
9,300 square feet. Please buy it.
So that's a good segue into our next combo, because if he's closing a 1.4, that means you're getting a new bike.
Yeah.
so tell us about your new bike plans.
Let's talk about. So we already talked, right? I have the 2016 Beta 300 RR Race Edition. It's a cool bike.
No, it's not.
I regret it.
I regret it.
So yeah, I have that, and then I bought a 2019 KTM 250 TPI. So that's the fuel injected two-stroke we were talking about earlier. It's got some hiccups, right? I'm having some issues, and so I bought it brand new. I did suspension, I did the clutch, I did all the pretty boy parts. I have a rear handbrake. I mean, I did.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow, you went full.
I
trail.
went
Dude, you're
way
dead.
too far.
I was,
Basically,
you should let Jake ride it and not tell him that it's got a rear brake on the.
underneath the clutch. Why are there two levers on the left side?
He pulls the clutch. Ugh. Your
So
clutch sucks.
Stalls every time.
stalls every time. Anyways, I've been having some hiccups with it, and I'm getting kind of frustrated. dirt bikes actually are kind of a sore subject for me right now, just because I'm so like tired of it. So I want a more reliable setup. My idea is
Two-stroke.
if 2019 goes as good as 2018 business, what we were just talking about. Hold on.
John Johnson, everybody.
So if 2019 continues to go good, what I see happening is I buy a new 2019 KTM 350, and then I put a Yeti kit on it, snow bike kit, and then I buy a Yamaha 250X. Sorry, YZ 250X.
X, two-stroke.
Yeah, so it's the wide
I like
ratio desert Yamaha.
Sprung for it.
So if I have, the 350 set up with a snow bike and I want to go ride, like we said, we can ride here year round.
Dude, you don't want a 350 snow bike though. You're gonna be loaded up and you're gonna blow that bottom end.
Dude, they rev
And it's a
forever.
KTM.
So
True, they do.
I've seen a lot of guys that are loving the 350s on the snow bikes,
I still never had one.
which kind of surprises me, right? And
Yeah.
it doesn't. It sounds like you'd want the 450 or the 500, but a lot of guys are saying the 350s because they rev to the moon.
It's true.
They're really liking it.
It's a fun one.
You've probably
So-
done more research on that than I have.
I've done a ton of research on it. So the idea is maybe do a 350 with a snow bike kit during the winter, and then I'll still have the YZ 250X.
Are you gonna ride the track? Commit.
Yeah, I'm committed. Right, I bought a number
No
plate.
lights this time.
Committed to getting pitted.
I have a number plate. Right, I got rid of my tail light. I'm getting a bar pad.
I'm getting a bar bag.
Instead of having
We have on there
score.
now.
I
We
have
got a steering
no,
steering.
I have a Trail Tech Voyager that's like a tablet. It's got
That
the
way
whole
you know when
map.
to turn right. Scrub.
Scrub.
Bar turn.
0.2 of a mile. Okay. So if the TPI, if we can't iron that out, which I'm sure we will, but I'm just frustrated with it just enough to be looking
For
for
how much they cost. It's
Which
just
I mean,
kinda
I have about
nuts.
$12,000 wrapped up in this bike, and it's not running right, and it's just a headache. And so, all I want is a tuned, like you got a bike that you love. You can fire it up on the weekend. It's dialed in. I have a brand new KTM and a 2016 Beta, and I ride it, and they aren't dialed. And I just want
That's frustrating.
yeah, it gets exhausting.
Yeah.
We're to the point where it's like I want to ride Sunday, but I don't want to be mad after I ride because there's something not right with my $12,000
My
bike.
KTM's dialed, and it's just like you just know it's.
You
gonna
just
work.
know, right? It's all about
Your
enjoying it. And when I'm
Yeah, but it's slow. Oh, some things.
yeah. So, anyways, the whole thing is I just want a dialed bike, right? I mean, you should be able to spend that much money and have a dialed bike.
So two things: when people talk about wanting dialed bikes, either they aren't riding it right, or they genuinely need a dialed bike.
We'll let the jury decide.
I've seen your GoPro. You ride it right. I'm just joking.
Moral of the
Hey,
story.
we got a comment, but I can't.
Moral of the
access it.
story. Money doesn't buy happiness, right?
This is true.
Seriously.
It buys pretty sick trucks, though,
But
and bikes.
Yeah, that's true.
What was the last comment?
you should get a better mechanic.
Right here, bud. Right here. Is that what he said?
That's what Andrew said.
That's true, dude. See, that's what I didn't even read that. Now, I was on the same page with you.
Time out. Andrew's my mechanic.
I'm gonna stop. Is it? Oh, never mind, bro.
Yeah.
Keep it up.
So no.
Breaking his bike.
I'm over here like I need to put my stock clutch in. Andrew, what are you doing
Yo,
Friday
dude.
night?
He's like, your internet connection sucks. I missed that part.
What'd you say? Yeah.
Right,
So,
J-Stone. What about you? 2019. You go through bikes every like 8 months or so.
I gotta use some.
Yeah.
We don't have one of those.
What?
Good luck.
Bachelor pad.
Could go outside.
Other way.
That's Jake's room.
You can go in my room if you want.
That's weird. Where'd you go?
I don't know. We'll have to see what the 2020s look like and what everybody changes. I'm doing the Cowie for sure.
Do you love it,
I
or
do love it,
or do you?
actually.
Is it working well and you love it, or is it just working well?
How is it in comparison to the Honda you were on last year, the 18?
Well, I rode the 19 Honda,
They're different.
and they actually have a lot. They feel similar. The Honda feels a little wider, which is
Really?
weird. Power after I put the Yoshi on my bike, power feels the same, if not faster than the Honda. Honda was on the stock map. They're just different. They're like the same and they're different. They have minor differences, but they overall feel good. good balanced bikes.
I think you're actually faster on the Cowie.
I think so too.
Like the
Yeah,
last
I
couple
don't know.
videos you released,
It'd be cool if we could compare lap times.
Yeah,
It was
That's really
actually
hard
funny
because it
watching you
takes me a
guys go
minute
to
to get
California,
comfortable.
and he was like literally passing guys
Yeah,
like they weren't even freaking red.
like
He
me.
was like,
Yeah, I was just
Yeah.
showing them.
Bye.
Woo, that was just Shelby when he got tendonitis and arm pump. And the slow.
you guys don't even know what arm pump is. Go ride a 2-stroke.
Oh no, I know what arm pump is. My arm,
You
I got
got
full
two-stroke?
tendonitis, dude.
You want to know what arm pump is? Go out in 17-degree weather and try to ride, and then
That's supposed to reduce arm
and,
pump.
and then no, not even, dude. You go into a corner, and then like all of a sudden you just freeze and you can't move. And then, like I'm a sweater burn this weekend. You guys, like, well, I was grabbing
Welcome
the
back.
front brake, and I was coming in hard, like fast.
Yeah.
And
Wait.
my hand like literally just like froze like down on the front brake, dude. It slid like all the way up through.
Because you're cold?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. My throttle hand goes. I have to, like, control with my
You
palm.
get, you get
What the heck
the.
is wrong with you
Well,
guys?
they ride in the cold and trail.
I've
riding
ridden in the
games.
cold though.
Okay, but, like,
Go
45
ride
miles
in
at, like, 20
yeah,
degrees?
Go,
It's
go,
different.
go ride when it's like 17
And
degrees.
you're standing. You're not like racing.
And then, like, ride for, like,
yeah, but you're
4 or
not
5
moving.
hours.
You're riding trails like you're not like
Like
working
constant,
out as intense.
like
Just
constant
different.
4 or 5
Come
hours.
on. Come on.
Let's do it this weekend. It's supposed to be in the 40s.
Yeah.
Wow.
Andrew, put in my stock clutch.
All right. Jake's potentially going to see what
We'll
the
see.
2020
We'll see what
is.
the
It going to
bikes
okay?
look
Is it going to be a 450?
Yeah,
I know you
450
talked about
for
a
sure.
252 stroke on
If
the side.
I did, yeah, it'd
The
have to
side
be on
bike.
the side, but yeah, my side bike. We'll see. I don't know.
What
I
would it
would
be?
a YZ probably.
250.
YZ
Road
250.
one.
Good EX?
No, like an old one. I'd get like an 06 or 07 and build it.
And just clean.
I just
I
want
like
the
it.
blue hubs.
They don't go. Oh, the new ones do.
The new ones do.
Just like,
What, the 19's got blue hubs too?
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm just going to find one with blue hubs.
If
The 18.
they don't, I'll be spray painted.
Not, do the 18s
I think they're
have all
ugly,
features
but I
of
want
the 19?
And then
For what?
Shelby.
Dude, the 19's got so many different features.
Like what?
Different chassis. It's got,
Oh,
it's not
no.
252 stroke.
Speaking about
oh,
features,
sorry.
though, for 2019, it's insane. I heard that the Yamaha is going around the track, but they're actually changing the maps of the
Wow.
bike for different
Yes,
sections of
it's
the
got,
track.
It's got 2 different
So can
maps
Honda.
on the fly.
Okay.
No, but they're
Like the pros.
like if they notice him slipping out of a corner, they can remap. The
Yeah, like-
Yeah, so I heard for like
I don't
different
know if that's
sections, different whoops,
The bike-
different stuff that they can actually change the map for different sections of the track.
Does the bike have to be neutral?
No.
Guy goes on the
Maybe-
triple
maybe-
like, no, I need to put the wrong app up. I put the parking lot app up.
Yeah, so I heard about that, right?
You don't know,
So if
but
anyone knows
obviously-
if that's true,
Yeah, you can do it while you're moving.
I don't
One
think
person?
No, you can.
so
If you know if that's true.
if the one person watching knows this is
Oh,
true,
no.
Andrew said
This is
Woods bike.
It looks like
For me, I love a Woods bike. I would get an 06 to 08 or 09 YZ 250 for like $2,500. I would never put an oversized tank on it. I just hate riding oversized tank bikes.
but not a track tank though.
What?
Not a track tank, but the middle, right?
I just don't want it higher up on the front.
Yeah.
If it
So that's
goes
like a
down below
desert.
four-
That's a desert tank.
Okay, that's fine. I can
Not a
do like
track
a
tank.
3.1 or whatever.
2.8.
Yeah.
Dude, my arm holds 2 gallons.
I would love a Woods bike, but honestly, if I have
Dude, that's ass.
if I have
I think mine holds
a
like one.
252 stroke of any type, I'll just have some handguards laying around and I'll just run it like that. I don't mind. I grew up riding like single track on that. It's probably not ideal, obviously, for long rides, but I'm never going to do more than like probably 20 to 30 miles in a day.
I like riding
Yeah,
single track on my.
I mean, I love them. I've done like 78-mile rides. Like that's probably the most I've done in a day. I've done hair scramble where you do like a poker run.
Yeah.
And do laps. Like I've done 60 miles on that on sprint laps, and that killed me, but it was absolutely a blast. And we did pretty good. I think we got like 4th in our class at that time.
Did you race with the
Maggie?
Yeah.
No, Brent's super talented. I'd probably beat him in being in shape long term on the track, but talent wise, no, I could blow me out of the water.
Dude,
Just
first
a
try.
local kid. from San Jose. And then this year, you guys will be the first ones to know, probably. I sold my KTM this week. So she gone.
She gone.
Thank God.
And so now I get to go back to what I originally wanted to get. 2 years ago, which is building up a CR250. So you guys can stay tuned for this weekend. I'm supposed to, well, I guess we are supposed to head out and
Road
check
trip.
out a bike on Saturday. So you guys will see what I end up with, and that'll be probably my bike. Actually, I say this a lot. Actually, not really. I go through bikes fast, but this one I would like to keep around for a little while, and if I get another bike, it'd be a second bike.
I'm calling dibs on it before he sells it. So
So we'll see what happens, but come Saturday, we'll find out the verdict if it happens or not, and that'll
Maybe
be a whole nother episode of
Yeah.
updates to come. Lots of episodes.
we might actually do a live stream
Ooh, that'd be
on the
fun.
drive.
and the like.
you guys should live stream your truck driving itself.
That's sketchy.
It's not that great.
John's
It's
truck
no
drives
Tesla.
itself, but it
My truck-
basically inhales alcohol and then tries to drive itself.
Yeah, it's
So sketchy.
It's not that
Or
great.
not safe.
but my truck does have Wi-Fi, so we
You know
could
what?
live stream.
Okay, you guys were asking about like entrepreneurial type thing. So I have one. So I want to borrow your truck.
That's not entrepreneurship.
No, it is. No,
Who's
it is.
sell it?
I'm gonna go to the bar, right? Because I like drinking, but I'm not gonna drink. Instead, I'm gonna offer people rides, or I'm gonna be the decoy guy.
Okay.
So I'm gonna get in your truck
Oh, sober.
and I'm sober, and I'm gonna let it drive itself. Let the cop pull me over. Let everybody else get out of the parking lot.
Yeah,
Actually,
that's
that's a
more
bad
than
idea
a
because then I feel
It's a
really bad.
horrible
Because what if
idea.
somebody did something really bad?
So
That didn't work at all.
As an
that's a
entrepreneur,
bad idea.
I don't think there's revenue stream in that one.
I guarantee you, a drunk person would give you a lot of money if they knew you were going to get a DUI.
No,
But
there's
it's
so many
actually
police officers. It only takes one to give you a DUI.
All right,
How am I gonna pull you
DUIs. Andrew said hit case revival. Well, hit case is still a existing company. I don't any longer own that, and I'm actually Andrew, the guy I mentioned at the beginning of this. He's kind of the inspiration behind that and started that all up. I came on to help him kind of with some of the business things, and we just had a lot of fun with it mostly. But yeah, he helped us get that sold a long time ago. Yeah.
Wasn't it
Hit
actually
case.
just on a meme recently?
Yeah, that was the TX. I don't know which kit that was, but yeah. So CR250 to come for me eventually, and that'll be fun. What about you? I know we talked a little bit about it, but what are the top 3 options for this year?
Rebuilding the RM, and trying to get it.
And comment what you think you should do.
Yeah. So rebuild the RM, try to get to as close to the factory bike as I can. Kind of inspired by Ricky Carmichael. He's always been one of my favorite riders. And he's just the GOAT. He's a legend. Or I kind of want to get a new bike. I want to switch to a bike that farts instead of screams. And that new
means a
Yamaha
Porsche.
is just amazing.
That means a 4-stroke.
I mean, you can't beat it.
Yeah.
I've ridden a couple of 450s. I'm not really a huge fan of the 450. I like the power, but the weight's kind of unnecessary to me. And I feel on the track, I can actually be competitive on the 250 versus the 450 because I feel more comfortable. Power's still amazing. Obviously, Yamaha this year switched up, and they have amazing technology. You can tune it on the fly, unlike the KTM.
You can tune the KTM on the fly. It has 2 maps and traction control. That's okay. But or it was the third one. YZ250?
No, I didn't. CR has always been my favorite bike. So
The CR?
yeah,
Really? You were thinking of CR?
yeah. But I want to own one before they went to the
The
race.
good motor.
Yeah, before they went to the
I'm
race.
sacrificing the best motor for basically the
He wants the
Oreos.
different chassis. I want the motor. You know, it's okay. I have no problem switching it up. Possibly finding like a maybe 2012 and up chassis for that motor.
That'd be a lot of work. But he'll do it. He's a mechanic guy and he likes projects.
So I don't know. Let me know what you guys think I should do.
Change my grips really well.
You can change mine.
And
I
then,
can change my oil.
Too freaking
Andrew,
lazy.
the bike.
I know girls that can
I won't be doing a hit case style
Girls I won't
CR.
be talking to.
Not like the same theme at all. I'll probably be doing something totally different and likely with Polysport's new kit too. It's kind of grown on me over some time. So
Polysport.
yeah, they got the restyle kit for the Honda. I do like the OEM plastics, but if I were to do that, I'd probably keep it close to
Is
stock.
Polysport the one that makes that?
But yeah,
He
He just talks.
he's a German Shepherd. They always
You wouldn't write him a mouth.
Well, he's like going late.
All right,
He has
guys.
a roof of a mouth.
Let's wrap her up. Just say your name and if you want a social media thing for everybody, go ahead.
Oh, go Jake.
John
Go me. I'm Jake, JStone537
on
on
Instagram
Instagram. Go follow.
and YouTube.
YouTube Action Live 537. It's in the comments.
And you.
I'm Curtis the Squirrel. Follow me on BMX Revolution 41. That's like my personal page and has all my BMX content. And then RM_1_2_5, all spelled out, not but numbers. Is
IG.
is dirt bike specific on Instagram. Yeah.
Cool. And my Instagram is john.c.johnson. JOHN.
2 first names.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of cool content on there from dirt bikes to trucks to real estate to dogs to all that stuff.
OCD.
And then my my YouTube's in the comments. I'm the one that's been commenting.
And I'm Shelby, Ginger969 on Instagram if you don't follow me already. And my YouTube, Shelby Paget. So, yeah. Check it out, subscribe. And
Dude, look how crooked all this.
now we have to end the live stream. Someone wants to
Somehow.
end it. Should we, someone go under to get it?
Here,
John Johnson.
Shelby. Click it.
You don't even know how to do it.
Oh, shit, you gotta hit exit.